All right. Lloyd, good evening to you. Can you tell me your name and your date of birth, Lloyd?
Lloyd Mitchell, Lee Fulton, 420.
All right, so Lloyd, you're here on a grand jury warrant. What that means is that the grand jury returned an indictment because they found probable cause on a couple of drug charges against you, and these are from August 13th of 2024. Now, it's one count of dangerous drug possession, Class 4 felony, one count of drug paraphernalia possession, Class 6 felony. You're going to be defended by a court-appointed lawyer. Your hearings are going to be in downtown Phoenix Superior Court, South Court Tower. Those hearings will start next week on Friday, October the 11th, and there's 2 hearings that day. 8:30 in the morning next Friday is your arraignment, and 1:30 in the afternoon is your evidentiary hearing.
Okay.
Now, the reason why there's an evidentiary hearing is because you're non-bondable for the present time. On August 13th, you were on pretrial felony release in another case, and you picked up new felony charges. So for right now, no bail is allowed. That judge that you see next Friday will let you know if in this case you're allowed to have bail or not, okay?
Okay.
But you are presently non-bailable.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Casey Gresh. After Casey will be Christopher Wooten. All right, Casey, good evening. Can you tell me your name and your date of birth?
Casey Gresh and
Casey, you're here on a number of new charges. You have 6 counts of arson, Class 2 felonies, and 6 counts of burglary in the 3rd degree. Those are Class 4 felonies. Now, you will have a court-appointed lawyer to defend you. Your hearings are going to be in the Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, in the South Court Tower. Those hearings are going to start next week on Thursday, October 10th at 8:30 a.m., and then the following Monday, October 14th at 8:30 a.m. Now, your court-appointed lawyer will be there to assist you. Your bail's been set at $15,000. It is cash-only bail. And if you are able to pay your bail, don't return to the scene. Don't contact any victims or witnesses. Don't possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. And make sure you make your court dates, Casey, because if you're out on bail, you don't want to risk losing any of it because you don't show up, okay? Any questions for me?
is there any, can I get on pretrial services?
Not at the present time, given the nature of the offenses, okay? It appears that in this particular case, it's alleged that you repeatedly went back to the same place and kept setting fires. So my main concern, Casey, is the safety of the public and the safety of the people who work there or happen to be there. I don't want you to go back to set any more fires at that place. And there's been a number of situations where you've allegedly been back there, okay? So right now, that's my biggest concern. So you're not going to get released on pretrial services for right now, okay? All right, thank you, sir. Christopher Wooten. Christopher, good evening. All right, can I have your name and your date of birth, sir?
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is L.W. Christopher Daniel.
All right, so 2 cases we have to deal with. The first, you have some new charges, and then you had a misdemeanor warrant. Now, the new charges you have, 1 count of aggravated domestic violence, Class 5 felony, 1 count of failing to comply with an order of protection, Class 1 misdemeanor, and 1 count of criminal damage, Class 1 misdemeanor. Now, you'll have a court-appointed lawyer to defend you. Your hearings are going to be in the Superior Court Complex, which is in downtown Phoenix, in the South Court Tower. Those hearings are going to start next week on Thursday, October 10th, 8:30 for your status conference, and Monday, October 14th at 8:30 for your preliminary hearing. Your bail is set on that case at $5,000. It would have to all be posted in cash. And if you are able to pay your $5,000 cash bail, you would be released with an ankle monitor supervised by pretrial services, and that's due to the nature of the charges. So if you're released with that ankle monitor, don't return to the scene. No contact or physical contact with the alleged victim or any witness. Don't possess any drugs, alcohol, or weapons. And make sure you obey any order of protection that's been taken out against you, at least until it's still in force. Now, Christopher, the second case you have is a misdemeanor warrant out of Peoria. It was for failing to appear on a theft charge from June of 2023. So I have a new court date for you in Peoria, and that's going to be this coming up Tuesday, October the 8th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Your bail is set at $50 on that warrant. That's your release condition. So the total amount of your bail is $5,050. On the theft charge, no contact with any alleged victim, don't possess any weapons or drugs. And in both of your cases, if you have bonded out, don't miss court. If you miss court, you do risk losing either all or some of your bail money, and you pick up a warrant, and those judges just increase the bail amount, okay? Questions?
Not this time.
All right, thank you, sir. The officer will have your paperwork on your way out. All right, Hector, and then Nicole Johnson. All right, Hector, good evening to you.
Good evening.
And can I have your name and your date of birth?
Hector Chavez.
Thank you. All right, Hector, sorry that we had to page to you in the middle of the night like this, but you have a grand jury warrant that came up on this 11 p.m. docket. An indictment was returned by the grand jury charging with one count of robbery, class 4 felony, and the alleged offense date was November 7th of 2023. Now you will, hold on, I'll answer all your questions here in just a second. Now, on that charge, you will have a court-appointed lawyer. Your hearing is going to be on October 10th, 8:30 in the morning in downtown Phoenix Superior Court, and that is next Thursday. Your lawyer will be down there. Bail was set by the judge in charge of the grand jury at $5,000, but that judge did say you could use a bail bonding company. No contact with any victims or witnesses, no weapons or drugs. Questions for me?
You answered my question right then and there. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. All right, Nicole, good morning to you, or good evening. Name and date of birth for you?
Nicole Johnson.
Thank you, Nicole. And again, I always apologize to people who are here on page 2s in the middle of the night. So sorry about that, but it's all random as to what time you end up landing out here for court. But you have a grand jury warrant. That grand jury warrant is charging you with one count of aggravated domestic violence, class 5 felony, and one count of interference with judicial proceedings with it, which is an alleged violation of an order of protection. That's a class 1 misdemeanor. Now, you will have a court-appointed lawyer. Your hearings are going to be in the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. The first hearing is going to be next Thursday, October 10th, 8:30 in the morning. Your court-appointed lawyer will be there to assist you, and your bail was set by the judge in charge of the grand jury at $2,500, but that judge did say you would have to post it all in cash in order to be released. Now, that doesn't modify or change any release conditions in any other case. That $2,500 cash is just for these charges, and they arise out of conduct that allegedly occurred back on August 9th of last year, 2023. If you do get released, no contact with any victim or witness, don't possess weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and obey any order of protection if one's still outstanding and valid against you. Any questions for me?
No.
Thank you, ma'am. All right. Anthony, good evening.
Good evening.
Can I have your name and your date of birth?
My name is Anthony Ryan Wright, 220.
All right, so Anthony, the first case that we're going to talk about is a bench warrant you had in a Superior Court drug case. It was for failing to appear at your sentencing hearing.
Yes.
Now, the judge wants you back next Thursday, October 10th, 8:30 in the morning, and that's back in the same courtroom that you took your plea in. So downtown Phoenix Superior Court, South Court Tower. You will have the assistance of a court-appointed lawyer, and when you didn't show up, that judge issued your bail at $2,500, and it is secured. It will allow you to work with a bail bonding company.
Okay.
Now, Anthony, you also had a misdemeanor warrant. This is out of the Moon Valley Justice Court, and that was for failing to pay on disobeying a court order of protection. This was from October of 2014. Your bail in that case is going to be $120. That is secured. You can use a bail company for that too. And your court hearing in Moon Valley is going to be Wednesday, October 9th at 8:30 in the morning. Okay, so you have 2 hearings next week, next Wednesday and next Thursday. Bail, like I said, is going to be $2,500 in one and $120 in the other, okay? Thank you. All right, Selena Martinez, and then Jesse Torres. Selena, Good evening to you.
Good morning.
All right, so tell me your name and your date of birth now.
Selena Martinez.
Thank you. Selena, you're here on a bench warrant failing to appear at a status conference on some drug charges you picked up in July of 2023. It looks like you've been on warrant status since January of this year. So I do have to get you back in. We're going to reschedule those court dates for you.
Okay.
And they're going to be next week. They're going to start next week. Downtown Phoenix, Superior Court, South Court Tower on Thursday, October 10th at 8:30.
Okay.
And your next hearing would be the following Monday, which is October 14th at 8:30. So the 10th and the 14th.
Okay.
Your judge set your bail at $500. It is secured, and it will allow you to work with the bail bonding company. Now, if you post your bail and you get released from jail, don't miss those court dates because you do risk losing your bail money and picking up a warrant. Don't possess any drugs without a prescription. Don't drive without a license. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Thank you so much, ma'am. All right, Jesse.
Good
All right.
evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Jesse. All right, so let's start with your name and your date of birth.
Jesse Torres, 4.
Thank you. All right, so Jesse, you're here on a bench warrant, failing to appear at a status conference on a drug charge. Looks like the warrant issued September the 26th. Now, I've got some new court dates for you. These are going to be in downtown Phoenix, Superior Court, South Court Tower, starting next week on Thursday, October 10th at 8:30, and then the following Monday, October 14th at 8:30. Court's already appointed a lawyer to represent you, so I promise you'll still be represented. Your bail was set at $2,500, but I've reduced it down to $250. So your bail in that case, $250. I will let you work with a bail company. No drugs without a prescription. Don't drive without a license. And do you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Grab your
you.
paperwork. Alexander will be Mr. Hunter.
Yeah, Alexander Cabrera, 12.
Thank you. All right, so Alexander, you're here on a direct complaint. What that means is the state has decided, oh, hold on, I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong one. You're here on a misdemeanor warrant out of Agua Fria Justice Court. That misdemeanor warrant was for failing to appear on a racing or exhibition of speed citation you picked up in 2021. It's not your first warrant. It's the third time you've had a warrant for not showing up in that court. So Alexander, what is the issue? What's going on? That judge wants me to hold you here in jail on $1,550 cash. That's your bond amount. So what's going on? How come you're not making it to court?
I'm sorry, I had some issues to go into court and, well, I didn't appear, so, but $1,500, that's a lot.
It is. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And this is what happens when people don't go to court. This is what happens when people make court a low priority in their life and everything else is a big priority, but court is a low priority. Now, there's nothing that stops you from picking up the phone and calling that court and saying, I need to reschedule, something's come up or whatever, if it's important. If you're just blowing court off because you're avoiding this, I can tell you that it will never go away. I have people here on warrants, Alexander, that are 25 years old. They get picked up on warrants that are that old because they think, well, if I just don't ever go, somehow it's going to mysteriously disappear. But they don't.
Yeah.
You're going to keep getting arrested over and over and over and over again, and pretty soon you're going to get so used to this place, it's going to become your second address.
No.
Right? So we don't want that to happen.
No, we don't.
So I have a choice here. I can hold you on $1,550 cash-only bail and give you another court date, or I can reduce it significantly for you if you promise me that you're going to make your next court hearing.
I promise I'll be there.
You promise me.
I promise.
If I see Alexander Cabrera's name come up again in this court, and you've not fulfilled your part of our little agreement here, I promise you it's not going to be going so well for you. Okay?
I promise I'll be there.
All right, your bail is $100. Your next court date's going to be next Wednesday.
So can I pay my own bill? My own bail?
You can pay it if you want your own bail, yeah, $100. October 9th, 8:30 in the morning. And that's in Agua Fria Justice Court. The address and telephone number is in your paperwork, okay?
Okay.
All right, you're a young man. You don't want to spend, every other weekend in jail, okay?
No, I do not.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Hunter? All right. Is it Yvonne or Ivan?
Ivan.
Ivan. All right, Ivan. That's why I didn't say your first name before. Tell me your full name and your date of birth.
Ivan Jamal Hunter.
Thank you. All right. So you are here on a direct complaint, meaning that the state has decided it wants to pursue a charge against you. And this is one count of theft of a means of transportation, Class 3 felony, and that allegedly occurred back on May 10th of 2023, so almost a year and a half ago. Now, on that charge, you will have a court-appointed lawyer. Your hearings are going to be in downtown Phoenix, Superior Court, South Court Tower. They're going to start next Thursday, October 10th at 8:30, and then the following Monday, October 14th at 8:30. Your lawyer will be there to help you out. I set your bail at $50.
Okay.
Questions?
No.
Thank you, sir. Victor Morales? All right. Victor, name and date of birth.
I was born into the
That's what I have. And your full name?
Victor Morales.
All right. So, Victor, you're here on 3 cases. One of them was a bench warrant for failing to appear in Superior Court on 24 counts of organized retail theft. I have to get you back into court. Now, we've already appointed a lawyer to represent you in that case the first time you came through, so I don't need to do that part again, but I do have to get you back into court.
Okay.
That court date now is going to be next Thursday,
All right.
October 10th, 8:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Now, I have a choice here, and that's whether to hold you in custody on bail or whether to give you another shot and you try to make it on your own.
I can make it. I can get another a shot and make it on my own.
Okay.
All right.
All right. What's making me feel like you're actually going to follow through on that? How are you going to make it?
I'm gonna get it right for Mom.
Okay. All right. You're living at home?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So I'll release you to the supervision of pretrial services. That means there's a number you have to call on your paperwork. You're going to need to do that Monday or Tuesday of next week, okay?
Oh, okay.
You call that. It's on the first page, halfway down, right in the middle. You check in with pretrial services. They'll give you some instructions about what you need to do, but it's a way that they can kind of keep an eye on you to make sure that you're making your court dates, okay? Next time you don't appear in court, you will be held on bail,
Okay.
okay? You're going to spend some time in jail if you don't make it. Now, so that's your first one. Don't return to the scene of wherever those organized retail theft charges. Don't contact any witnesses that happen to work there. Now, you have 2 warrants out of Kyrene Justice Court, and guess what they're for? Failing to appear. They're on criminal damage charges. So I'm going to give you a new court date, October 23rd at 9:30 in Kyrene Justice Court. I'll go ahead and release you on your own recognizance in those.
Okay. Thank you.
So you're not going to have to pay any bail, but Victor, I promise you, these failure to appears, they will catch up with you, and the people who repeatedly don't show up, they end up spending a lot of time wearing orange, okay?
All right.
All right, so make your court dates.
Thank you.
All right, Lorenzo? All right, Lorenzo, can I have your name and date of birth?
Lorenzo Herrera.
Lorenzo, you have a new charge, aggravated assault against a law enforcement officer, Class 5 felony. You will have the assistance of a court-appointed lawyer. I have court hearings coming up for you. These are going to be on Friday, October 18th at 8:30, and Tuesday, October 22nd at 8:30. They're going to be in the downtown Phoenix Superior Court, South Court Tower. You're getting released to the supervision of pretrial services, but you will be wearing an ankle monitor on your release. Now, don't have any contact with any victim or witness. Don't possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol. If on your release, make sure you make your court dates, okay?
Okay.
So you're going to be leaving with that ankle monitor sometime about mid-morning. All right?
Okay.
All right. Any questions?
I was gonna go to a treatment center after this. Since I'm getting released, are they able to?
Work with the ankle monitor?
Yes.
They should be able to work with the ankle monitor.
Do I let the pretrial services know this?
Yep, absolutely. You'll see them tomorrow morning at about 10 a.m.
10 a.m.?
Yep.
Okay.
And then as soon as that ankle monitor is on you, you'll be out.
Thank you.
All right. hold on, I'm gonna do a couple warrants then.
Okay.
And then Alexandria Kessler, you'll be next. All right, Mr. Zamora, name and date of birth for you.
Manuel Zamora, 11.
All right, so you're here on a couple of new misdemeanor charges. These are gonna be filed out in the El Mirage Municipal Court. Address and telephone number will be on your paperwork. 2 domestic charges, disorderly conduct, class 1 misdemeanor, assault, class 1 misdemeanor. Now, you will have the assistance of a court-appointed lawyer. Your hearing's out in that El Mirage Court on October 22nd, 8 a.m. I will release you on your own recognizance, your promise to appear, but it looks like when I read the police report, it indicated, at least there was some language in there that indicated that you may be residing with an alleged victim. And if that is the case, you are not allowed to reside with an alleged victim, meaning you can't return to the scene of the alleged crime. I will let you go back with a police officer from El Mirage to pick up anything that you need for your day-to-day life, things like clothing, toiletry items, if you've left a laptop or a cell phone or something like that, or tools or a uniform. The stuff you need for your day-to-day life you can go back and get as long as you have that El Mirage officer with you. Just call their non-emergency telephone line to set that up. Just don't go back without that, because even if you think you've been invited back or you don't think anybody's going to be there, trust me, I see too many people who come back here going, well, they told me it was okay to come in and get my stuff. Something happens, and ultimately the police come, and then the person who gets arrested is the person who has the court order that said, don't be back there. No contact with the victim, no weapons. Make sure you obey any order of protection if one has been taken out against you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Kessler? All right. Alexandria, good morning. Name and date of birth for you.
Alexandria Kessler.
All right, thank you. So you're here on a new charge. They listed it as burglary in the 2nd degree, class 3 felony. You will have a court-appointed lawyer. Your hearings are going to be in Superior Court, downtown Phoenix, in the South Court Tower. They're going to be on Friday, October 18th at 8:30, and Tuesday, October 22nd at 8:30. Your lawyer will be there waiting for you to check into court. I will release you on your own recognizance, your promise to appear. Don't return to the scene. Don't contact any witness. Don't possess any weapons or drugs. Do you have any questions for me?
Is there a way to get help get transportation? Because I could try to get there, but
To court?
Yeah, it'll be just kind of hard.
Do we still give out bus passes on supervised release? We do? All right. So if I release you to the supervision of pretrial service, you'll get bus passes.
Okay.
All right? All right, let's do that. You'll still get out. Court date's still the same.
And I'll get all of this on paper too?
Yep, everything you need is on paper. All right. Just take a seat in the other room. I'll reprint it out, but you'll get the paperwork that explains everything, and you'll get your bus pass and stuff like that, okay? All right. All right, Ernesto, good morning.
Morning.
All right, name and date of birth for you, Ernesto.
Ernesto Garcia Murillo.
And when were you born? So you're here on one new charge, dangerous drug possession, class 4 felony. You will have a court-appointed lawyer to defend you. Your hearings are going to be downtown Phoenix, Superior Court, South Court Tower on Friday, October 18th at 8:30, and Tuesday, October 22nd at 8:30. I'm releasing you on your own recognizance, your promise to appear, so just make sure you make all of your court dates so you don't pick up a warrant. No drugs without a prescription, and do you have any questions for me?
No, thank you.
You're welcome, sir. And the officers will have it all on paper for you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you. All right. So, Mr. Robinson, good evening to you.
How you doing?
All right, thank you. Good. Tell me your name and your date of birth.
Anthony Robinson, 0.
Thank you. So, Anthony, you are here on new charges. There's 4 counts of sexual assault, Class 2 felonies, and 1 count of kidnapping, Class 4 felony. Now, you're going to have the assistance of a court-appointed lawyer. Your hearings are going to be in downtown Phoenix, Superior Court Complex. They're going to start in the South Court Tower, and they'll start next week on Thursday, October 10th at 8:30 a.m. You're back again the following Monday, October 14th at 8:30 a.m., so the 10th and the 14th. Your court-appointed lawyer will be there to assist you. Your bail's been set at $150,000. It is cash-only bail, and if you do post your cash-only bail, you would be released with an ankle monitor supervised for pretrial services. Now, the ankle monitor is required by Arizona law for these types of charges in every case of this nature. No contact with any victim or witness. Don't possess any weapons, drugs, or alcohol if you're out. And make sure you make your court dates. Otherwise, warrant would issue for your arrest, and you would risk losing either some or all of your bail money. Do you have any questions for me?
Yes. 4 counts?
Yep. 4 counts of sexual assault. It's been alleged that there was 4 separate incidents. It may have all happened within like one string of events, or allegedly happened within one string of events. But what's been alleged by the police is 4 separate instances where you allegedly sexually assaulted that person, either through oral sexual conduct or through penile vaginal sexual conduct. So that's what's been alleged 4 times during that period of time.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Any other questions?
No, ma'am.
All right.
I'm sorry. What's the bail amount?
$150,000, and you can post it. It has to be posted in cash.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, sir.
All right. Thank you.